Today, we're going to tackle Finnish vocabulary, but in a totally different way. See, when you're talking about clothes, Finnish is a lot like playing with Legos. It's simple, it's logical, and honestly, it's pretty fun once you get the hang of it. Let's dive in.
So, if you've ever tried to learn a language, like, say, Spanish or French or German, you know the pain, right? That whole grammatical gender thing. Is a coat masculine? Is a skirt feminine? You spend all this time memorizing these rules that just feel completely random.
And this is where Finnish just sidesteps that entire mess. Look at this. In Spanish, the word for black has to change depending on the noun's gender. But in Finnish, the word for black, musta, is just musta, always. No gender agreement, no fuss. It's such an elegant way to handle it, isn't it?
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. We're going to look at the most basic building blocks for our Finnish wardrobe. Seriously, think of these as our individual Lego bricks.
First up, we have taki. Simple. It just means coat. This is our foundation piece. And here's the next block, an adjective, paksu. This means heavy or thick. This is what we're going to use to describe that coat.
All right, so it's your turn. How would you say a heavy coat? Remember, there are no tricky gender rules to worry about. How do you think those two blocks snap together?
Exactly. Paksutaki. The adjective just goes right before the noun. Simple, right? Clean, logical. And just like that, you've built your very first Finnish phrase.
Okay, now this is where it gets really, really cool. Let's talk about how Finnish literally snaps words together to make brand new ones. It's just like stacking Legos.
Yeah, this is a huge part of the language. Instead of messing around with extra little words like of or making complicated phrases, Finnish just smushes two words into one new, super descriptive word. Here's the perfect example. You take the word for rain, which is sade. Then you take our word for coat, taki. You just snap sade right onto the front and you get sadataki, a raincoat. How efficient is that? Okay, let's try another one, this time with a material. So the word for leather is nahka.
And the item we're making? Sapas. That means boot.
You can probably guess what happens next, right? The logic is exactly the same. Naka plus sapas gets you naka sapas, a leather boot. The material just clicks right onto the front. And the best part? That simple adjective rule we learned at the beginning still works perfectly. If you want to say a black leather boot, you just put musta at the very front. You get musta naka sapas. See? The system is totally consistent.
You know, this whole block building logic even works for plurals. So a brown shoe is ruskeat kenka, but if you want to say brown shoes, it becomes ruskeat kenget. You see what happened there? You just add a T to the end of both words. It's a super common and predictable pattern.
Okay, so we've built words and we've built phrases. Now let's see how we can use these same blocks to build a full sentence, something you could actually use if you were, say, shopping in Helsinki. Here's what we're aiming for. Now, this might look a little intimidating at first, but trust me, once we break it down into its Lego pieces, you'll see exactly how it all clicks together. Just look at this breakdown. Every part of the English sentence has a matching Finnish block. I would like to buy becomes haluaisin ostaa, and is just ja, and there are our clothing blocks. Now, you might notice blue shirt changes a little bit to fit into the sentence grammatically. That's a whole other layer of Finnish logic, but you can still clearly see the core blocks we've been working with. And when you line all those blocks up in the right order, you get the Finnish sentence. Haluaisin ostaa sinisen paidan ja ruskeat kengät. It's like that satisfying click when the last Lego piece snaps into place. So what's the big takeaway from all this? Well, the most important thing is to stop thinking of Finnish as just a long list of random words to memorize. Instead, start seeing it for what it is, a really logical, buildable system. And this system is absolutely everywhere. You take cotton, puvila, and add socks, sukat, and you get puvila sukat. You take the word for swim, uita, and add suit, puku, and you've got uimapuku, a bathing suit. Even underwear, aluslat, literally just means underclothes. Once you see this pattern, you can actually start breaking down words you've never seen before and guess what they mean. And that, right there, is the core idea. It doesn't matter if the first block describes what it's for, like rain, or what it's made of, like leather. You just snap it onto the front of the main word. It's an incredibly powerful and efficient way to build your vocabulary. This whole logical word building thing isn't just in Finnish. German is famous for it, and plenty of other languages do something similar. It really makes you wonder, right? What other languages are out there just waiting for us to figure out how their Lego blocks click together? Let us know what you think we should explore next.